Hello, this is Divine Sunshine coming to you, giving you a Divine Masculine Energy read. Remember again, the Divine Masculine Energies is, again, we have both energies, masculine and feminine, divine. Remember that some of us have came back because we want to master even from other lifetimes that we were either a male or female, and some of us say this lifetime I want to get more perfection and mastery over that energy. And it depends on what situation we are in that we do sway between a masculine, which is again out there in the world, our leadership, how we go get it, and show up in the world. And then we have our divine feminine energies where we just say, I'm just being, I just want to observe. I just want to, again, nurture, help in the manifestation of bringing things from the inner into the outer. And so that's where we are. So again, whoever again who's watching, I'm not going to claim who's the divine feminine, who's the divine masculine, who is, again, if you are watching this, you are awakened. That's one way of saying it. And the person who is not right now watching it is at this point is not, they are in some ways awakened or not aware. So you awaken and aware, they're just awaking and not aware. That's a way of putting it. That's just brought to me about that, because it's a difference in understanding that, because you could be awakened even as divine masculine, because especially at the world, you kind of have to use your intuition and your intuitiveness to be able to kind of survive. You've even learned how to perfect that even in the business world. Okay, if they say this, I got to counteract it with this, so again, there's certain parts of, again, even in the divine masculine energies that are as also that. And then they've also had brought to me, even on my sabbatical, about understanding again that some of us are not wrong in saying that, the divine feminine or the divine masculine energies, because wherever, again, like I said, through this process of you coming back and learning, that you are learning how to, me as in the female body, trying to be divine feminine, and maybe also in the male, trying to perfect to be a divine masculine energies. Now, even if it's in a same-sex couple or whatever, one of the polarities house a little bit more, you could tell who moves a little bit more in the energies of the divine feminine and who moves a little bit more in the energies of the divine masculine energies too as well. So again, those polarities of the attraction or what is needed in order to be able to grow shows up in our twin flame aspect of our relationships as well. So what I'm going to do, because I've had and just woken me up to that, is doing a reading for a client. The client was like, is this 50 or is this 3D you getting this message from? And also watching other Steve, you hear me talk about him as well, and seeing that again, yeah, those messages again coming from the 5D, and again, and the way they're showing up in the 3D is two different things. And so we're going to talk about in this reading about, rather, this is you. I've always said, you listen. It's much easier, like sugar. Take the medicine, let the medicine go down, spoonful of sugar. It's easier when you talk and you look, especially as twin flame, you're coming on this journey. It's easy to say, okay, I'm going to listen for the divine masculine energies to see what they're doing. But however, sometimes it's kind of hard to take that mirror and say, okay, turn it around and start looking at yourself and saying, okay, some of that aspect is you. You got to remember that is your other self that we're talking about. And so again, that aspect is also in you that you're seeing. So we can start looking at, again, babyfying, seeing it as it's your person first. And then you could go back and look at it again and say, okay, we might be really actually talking about me. So again, in that, whichever energies that you feel, it doesn't mean that you're watching this, you're the divine feminine. You could be your divine masculine energies. Like I say, it's about who's awakened and who's aware. We're both awakened. Okay. it's about the awareness of where we are, where we need to be, is a little bit different. And you can flip it on this coin and saying we're all aware, but we're not awakened as to knowing where we are on this journey. Okay, some of us are, and really those who say we awaken are not aware, and some of us who say we're aware, we're not awakened. Okay, so again, these things. Oh, wow, these things are, and this bust out of for no way, for no reason. I didn't even do anything to it. Okay, wow, that was interesting. It just came apart. I'm sorry, I had to get that. Ooh. Uh, in some ways, love. Okay, well, evidently I must got that lesson. This broke this all apart. This all is blue. Don't mess with that. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it. Mama get it. Okay, so that's not gonna stop me from doing the message on this one. So again, let's go on. I got it. Leave it, pumpkin. Leave it. Leave it. I got it. All right, so let's look and see about what is going on. It's like such for no reason. I'll look back at the playback and see what that is. What's going on with the energy with the masculine? Yeah, you know what that was. What was it? As well, because I didn't touch it for it to break like that. Okay, that was love. Must got enough love. What's going on with the divine masculine energies? With that. In the 50 or higher. What's going on in his higher self? The divine masculine higher self energy. Okay, it's about thinking. So again, in divine feminine energies, it's about again getting some more knowledge. It's about also going and ascending to other levels. It's also about grounding. It's also about spiritual awareness and spiritual completeness. There's transformation going on right now with the divine masculine energies at this point. And I'm seeing it's like as this she's got this kind of far away kind of look, and looking towards, like I say, in the future or looking forward as well. There's two columns here, which means to be it's a column there. No, it's two of them. I see them. Two columns, which it means is again is about the foundation. Where are we foundationally building, especially in our divine feminine and divine masculine energies as well. And then we also have here a stack of books here in the corner as well, which lets me know that with that is a look at how is our knowledge, how are we able to build one thing after another, to be able to build upon that knowledge. Leave it alone, okay? And so this is where we are. This is where we are as far as trying to learn and understand in our divine masculine energies, as far as how our divine feminine energies is gaining knowledge. Okay, so it could be the divine feminine energies in the physical that you could say again, or if there's the person that resonates more so in the polarities of the divine feminine energies, is gaining knowledge. She looks like to me like she's waiting or she's looking off into the distance. And because of this knowledge, this helping to be able to stack and gain some like building blocks, like one after another, and you could be able to build upon this knowledge it's getting, is helping to, for the divine masculine energies, which is again to be able to build and ascend and get more grounded and create the spiritual completions. I would believe that it's more so of ending of cycles too as well. What's happening? What's going on with that as well? Another thing is when we're talking about in the divine masculine energies, in the 3D, in the physical, what is actually going on? Clear. That's the I didn't even ask questions. What I mean, did ask, but again, I don't feel. Okay, there we go. And the divine masculine in the 3D is about a commitment. This situation involves a marriage. Let me get a clarifier just to make sure. I know I took those out. And let me watch this flame too as well. I cannot believe that. That was interesting. Leave it alone. Clear. So it's something about this commitment that the divine masculine energies in the 3D is I'm going to read reversals, which is not wanting to be flexible about, okay? I believe this is due to the heart being turned, and there's some movement in the heart chakra, the sacral too as well. I know it has been told and saying about the sacral has been, for some, has been cut off. It's not really being activated. It's been somebody has pressed pause. The universe has pressed pause on it, and there's not wanting the divine masculine wanting to connect so much. I think about this flexibility of this willingness to bend over backwards for people in the 3D has been like forget it. You know, we talked about the no ifs given. And it's really at this point where everything is like mute. It's just like going over the head, not really feeling as if, whatever is like water on a duck's back. It's just really actually is just trickling over the back. This is what I'm feeling and saying again, that it's not bothering them about that, and about them people wanting them to be flexible in this situation, and it's not. Whatever this commitment thing here in the divine masculine energy is about this situation, and involves a serious commitment. And a serious commitment could be again to a job, to a family member, taking care of them. Like I committed to take care of my parent, or I committed to be on this job, or I committed to be in this relationship. Whatever it is right now, the divine masculine energies right now at this moment is not willing to be flexible on it. And I can even tell that in the divine masculine energies in me, it's some things that's saying no. No longer wanting to be in fear, no longer wanting to live in that kind of energy as well. So again, if there's a mirroring act with the divine masculine energies that might be resonating in a physical masculine or male, this could also be happening too as well, being mirrored. I'm feeling like the divine feminine energies within the divine masculine, or this divine masculine, or this masculine person is looking at them and saying, what are you about to do? Because it really is all up to you about what's going to happen next. It's like, in some ways it's like, I'm stuck to you like glue. And it is, I'm seeing the number 13, where there's a transformation, there's a death that needs to kind of happen. The divine masculine energies, when I looked at this, looks like I know what I need to do. However, I'm nervous about this. And this is where the divine masculine energies are at. There's a kind of, like I say, in a crossroads, which really is a call being on the masculine energies to say, okay, it's kind of divine feminine energies is saying it's time. There's something about a commitment that has been made. It could be a soul contract or whatever like this. When we talk about this marriage or this joining thing, that the feminine is saying is keep on pushing. I would say the soul energy that's saying it's time. It's time. It's time. And the divine masculine is like, yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do. However, I feel in the divine masculine energies when I read the cards and the energies, it's like I'm here, but it's out of duty. Something about this way he's this way and positioned on the card tells me it's something about duty or honor, or it's something out of responsibility. However, this divine feminine, or it could be a female if you're talking about just in the 3D, keeps on looking at this masculine and saying what you're going to do. I feel that this masculine feels also that it's not only that this female that they're with is looking at them, but I feel that it feels that also the divine feminine energies, either it's in the female or whoever's carrying the divine feminine polarity or energy, is also looking at them to say what you're going to do, and he's nervous as hell. It's to say, what's my next action that I'm going to take? So let's look at the energies and see about what is the action that this person is about to take in the let's say in the 50. I felt like it had some resonance, but I want some. Whoa, this is a story. Wanted to connect, wants to stop being comparing himself to others, envying, wants to move into the magician and the mirror, which is again, that's an alchemized, which is like a baby or starting off energies to say, I know I've got to do, and I know I've got to start doing something to get some things changing as well. I'm looking at this mirror, and this mirror to me is like this man in the mirror. I got to start looking within, and I got to start looking within so I can create the magic as well. Feeling that, again, letting go of this illusions about this lies or things that's been telling itself about I can't get out of this, or I'm no good, I'm not worthy. A lot of self-worth has been coming up. I've been seeing that too as well in the energies, in the what is happening in the collective, not being worthy ness. Got to kind of work with that. The words in the universe has been coming up with these fractals again, and I think I had talked about this. It's like this frequency and wave that keeps on playing out and out and out and out over again, and needing to be able to pick a new frequency or timeline that needs to be kind of been jumped on. And not only one place I've seen that been, but collectively it's been going on through all of the some of the main readers I've been seeing. I say somebody else talked about fractals, and this one talked about human resonance. Let's talk about fractals too, and this one does astrology, and they talk about fractals as well. So again, it's a big thing that the universe has really brought to our attention to understand about these fractals and the importance of it. Understanding that, again, in the 50, the divine masculine energies wants us to have that balance, and I talked about that too as well, with the balancing of, in my podcast, the yin and the yang, the female and the masculine energies, the divine things bring, so you can be able to build. There's something about building that the divine masculine is. It's like it's really building the building blocks together to be able to create this actual institution or this actual home that they want to have. I thought this, when I looked at this, I said something reminds me of healing. This is also this healing, really moving, fork in the road, really feeling that the divine masculine energies here have not been feeling like they have want is anything to heal. That's ego. However, the universe is going to be pushing them into being a healer. The with the wedding thing, I feel again, although it came in a reversal, that they've been flexible, maybe for the wrong things, and really trying to find this balance of polarity too, as well as this commitment of maybe some things. It's like I seen somebody was talking about the things I've been flexible for, I shouldn't be, and the other things I have been flexible for, I should be. And maybe that's something I even talked about, that, and really trying to find the polarities and the balance in both of those energies, of understanding that there's got to be a balance and not being so much this way and that way. Oh, okay, I know I talked to a person, and I was talking about, it was good that I had those experiences with my mother, because again, some of the things I see of which she is in her makeup make me kind of veer into pick another way, because I was like, I don't want to be that's not good, but I don't want to be too flexible too as well, because there's got to be a balance between the both of them. It's good sometimes to have those boundaries and say no, 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 but when you're saying no to everything, that's not good. And then it's good to say yes to some things, but it's not good to be yes to everything. Something about this, again, when it has these commitments, is we got to watch to be in the divine masculine energies in the 3D, has to watch about what are they saying yes to. What are they giving the hellified yes to? And then also moving into blossoming. Right now, the divine masculine energies in the higher is really seeing that the divine masculine is not really letting things blossom in abundance and wants the divine masculine to move into that abundance. Okay, what moves are they in things are they making in the 3D? Actually, what is the actions that they take in the 3D? That's what the spirit wants, the higher self wants the divine masculine energies to kind of work on. What is it? So right now, the divine masculine energies right now is rest and rejuvenation. I would say again, there's a it says a catalyst, which to me again it might be a tower that is also happening as well, but it might be a resting from the connection or a resting where to me when I first thing I seen this, although it's got all this spirit, but to me there's a pause, okay, to rest, like a rest stop. Like you could be traveling like I did this weekend to Indianapolis, and then there's a pause there, you rest stop. That means you stop traveling a journey. So some of them have been in divine masculine energies, have taken in the 3D, in the physical form, have taken a pit stop, have rested, because I feel what this is because the divine has asked them to do this. The universe has been interplay. So maybe again, you may be in 3D. You have not heard from your person who is holding the divine masculine or exhibiting at that moment the divine masculine energies. Again, because they are recharging their battery. They're getting reset. Okay, and I said that before. Because again, here we got to see some of the things there. Again, they're being deceitful as far as how they're showing up. How they're saying again they have maybe high self-esteem, which is really low, really, you know, kind of being very boisterous when really they're really extra quiet, really inside, or introvert rather than an extrovert. And it's not really being true and loyal. I feel like his say these ain't loyal, but again, not being true to the heart as well. And it's some things that they're hiding themselves or hiding behind or shielding behind, maybe the situation, maybe by the ego, maybe this kind of like ego or some kind of other personify or false persona that they have, and they've been hiding behind that because I'm seeing these curtains here too as well. But the spirit saying that right now they kind of showing up kind of weak here, and the spirit is saying again that there's a moment there in which the universe is asking for it to move into of energy of strength. This is coming from the divine feminine energies. The divine feminine energies is still kind of coaxing the divine masculine along and telling them, okay, you need to stand in your power. I'm seeing this golden light like it was in the other one, that love pulling from that energy field of this pure love. Understanding that again, getting control of the lion here, which is the ego, but really moving. Ego is good. It helps to motivate you and use it for your advantage, not it working you, your ego. There's a difference, and really getting to the heart of the matter and finding courage to step out of this persona that whatever it is that he's hiding behind or needs to be revealed as well. There's some action that the divine masculine energies is doing. It's about that shadow work, following along with the spirit, understanding that horses represents freedom and wanting freedom. And in order for you to do that, you have to, just like I was listening to K.A. Moon, and she was talking about this 2023 presents a new beginning for a lot of us. And she was saying in order for you to do that, you want the higher timeline. Make sure that you are clearing out, making new choices to make sure that it puts you in a higher timeline. This to me is talking about action. Okay, you're living a false life. Things are not true. You're in a marriage that's not really based upon true love, or you're in business with this person and you're really tired of it, and this business that you're in is not really about you. You signed up for it before because it was nice, flash and dash. It's all about ego, accolades, and all that. But then when you get down to it, you say, I really wanted to do more charitable work. Okay, this is what this is, and this is an action. So to me, when I look into this, it's like it's a movement from the shadow or the darkness or the dark elements and moving it into more of the spiritual things of what you really resonate upon. And also here, getting a handle in the divine masculine energies, really having a handle on the material things, letting also watching. You got this cat here, which is to me about these superstitious thoughts, which is like habitually thinking, if I do this, this is going to happen. Really not trusting. Watching how in the 3D, you're saying, and to me, I'm picking this up like you're using the spirit as an excuse for the way that you are handling and doing things in the world. Like, and I'm not saying that, but I don't know why they's coming to me and saying about a marriage where I'm supposed to, because God had sanctioned it or whatever like that, or some kind of other spiritual thing that you want to kind of tap into. It was funny because the other day I was teaching the kids about Native American, and it was saying a religious leader was the one who caused the Iroquois to create this confederacy where they all came together and this alliance and all had came together. And I was like, whoever wrote this, I would like to talk to them and tell them to change it. I say Indians are not about religion. They are more about spirituality. So that would have been better if they said spiritual leader than a religious. And that's the same thing to me. It's like, again, it's like taking it but using it and hiding behind it. This is what I'm feeling. And saying it's because a spirit or religion has said it has to be so, especially when we're talking about this marriage thing. And it was interesting because I had a conversation with a friend, and she was talking about the person was married and they turned around, they had fell in love with a young lady, and then went on ahead and married, divorced and married. And I said, again, situations like that, the heart knows what it wants. And you can't fault, because I think she used the terminology like she stole them from the wife. I was like, okay, all right then, can't nobody be stolen unless they want to be stole, or taken away. And so let's start with that first. And then again, the heart knows what it knows. And sometimes you make wrong choices, but society wants to say, well, you're married, you got that piece of paper, you got to stick with it, ain't no getting out of it. But if you're miserable as hell, and again, it's not saying a commitment is commitment, and you know that you have tried all different kind of type of ways, and you feel miserable, it's manifesting in your body, all those different kind of things, then it's time for you again to let go. These things, like I said in my podcast, you are where you are not by accident. If you come to that point that it's like that, and this other person has came along, again, although you are married, and again, your heart does not feel in it, but you're sitting there and you're lying and you're being with that person again at the same time, then it's time for you to kind of speak up, because again, you could be giving that other person an opportunity to be truly loved by somebody, instead of you acting or faking as if you are again in love with that person. That doesn't benefits them. It doesn't benefit the children to see that. That lets them know that you just stay in stuff even though you're miserable and you want to check out and you can't, but you're saying you're doing it for the children. That doesn't do well. I've been a product of that, and that does not fare well on the child. It makes you more confusing when it comes to romance and finding somebody to be with. Okay, so I can tell you that on the end of that, it's better for you to be true and say, hey, this is not working. And again, to tell the child and be truthful, because these kids are smart. I will say they're even smarter than us. They can already pick up that you all are not good with each other, you don't like each other, but you just kind of just going through the motions. And and sometimes they will tell you, why don't you leave daddy, or mommy, why, or daddy, why don't you leave mommy, because you're not happy. And so again, I don't know who I'm preaching to, but that's somebody that needs to hear that too as well. So again, went back to that story when she was saying that, I was saying, the heart knows what it wants, and we can't go by what a piece of paper says, okay? Because again, some of that stuff we're hiding behind and saying spirituality or religion, said, God has said that we are these two, one and two becomes one again. But when it comes down to it, and you talk about marriage and you talk about making choices again, some of them is us making the choices, and God is nowhere in between that. Okay. And so that again is something that we have to think of, because if it was so, again, even if people get divorced, and you've heard stories about that, we thought in the moment it wasn't going to work and they got back together. Okay, to me that might be a story of, again, God or the universe or something that's there, there's ties there. But there are some of them that we know that, again, are marriages or things of that, or commitments that we have made, that it has been us, rather it's the job or not. And we know we're like, oh, I want this job, it's so good, this is where I'm supposed to be. And signs have been showing us left and right, this is not where we're supposed to be. You the one who said that you are ordained for that, or you're supposed to be put into that place. But that was not something that the universe co-signed on. Okay. And so that's the same thing again. So even when you do come to that point and you say, you know what, even it's a day or 24 hours on that job, and I've seen people do that and say, you know what, I thought this was the job for me, but just after a day of me doing on this, I'd rather let it go and give it to somebody who really feels that when they get into it, they'll prosper, they'll evolve, and they'll come out a better person than that. Then you sitting in there miserable, clocking in, coming in when you want to, being late, and you're like, this is not the job for me. But you just taking up space and just doing, the bare minimum, instead of giving it to somebody to feel like that to them is their mission and their calling, and they love it. That is a difference. This commitment stuff that we have, and again, should be questioned as far as why are you committing to this very thing in the divine masculine energies. Like I said, it could be a person, place, or thing. What are you bending over backwards in that the spirit is trying to tell you that you should not be bending backwards over for? And the very thing that you thought that you should not be doing, the spirit is saying, I think you need to lean, or you need to bend over what you're doing beyond your own understanding, and really maybe lean in a different direction, in a way of something that maybe you feel that is uncomfortable, because you say, oh my God, it's not natural for me to bend that way. But again, spirit knows that that's what you're actually meant for. That's what I pick up on this when we talk about just in general about commitments, looking to see and how you're going to be able to show up with that. What's the advice that spirit wants you to have? That's it. I like to say the advice. We see that. What's the advice for the divine masculine energies, period? Moving with more of a brute force about things, so you could get a leg up on it, so you could get leg up on this new opportunity, because there's a baby there. And be protective of this new direction that you want to, about what you're going to truly be committed to, commit or not to commit. That is the question about that. Also, building blocks, interested, that came back out. I told you, it's something about building blocks, so you could really be moving to your queen energies, queen of hearts as well, and really truly build on this. It looks like she's almost like a trophy here too, is really have victory, because again, it's going to be some challenges, some battles and things for you to get that. There we got the 2 and the 8, which it means it's harmonizing, rebirthing as well. And 2, really relying on your intuition and your awareness to this. Regenerating, that's again like almost like the phoenix, taking what you have, burning it up, and starting back over again, brand new. I told you about that. Some things we got to kind of really look and see about in our divine masculine energies, what we got to really leave and let go, and start with something else, so we could be able to have the ability to truly grow into the person that we're supposed to be as well. Because some of us has got to grow into our divinity. It was telling me like a shirt, and understanding like, the universe trusts us to give us a shirt. Our divinity, it's like, again, sizes too small or too large rather, and we're growing into it as well. And some of the stuff that we've been saying, they say size is too small because we've been wearing it on our own. We the one that chose that outfit, but Spirit said we give you something and you kind of a little apprehensive because you're like, that ain't my size, about where they want you to go, but they're saying don't worry about it, you'll grow into it. That's something again that they're saying about this, grounding ourselves in love and this ability to be able to regenerate and understand that there's no place like home. Really, in our divine masculine energies, to me, there's places and people that we need to see that they've been leaving the light on for us, knowing that this is really truly where we're supposed to be, rather it's a relationship, a divine relationship, or a partner that say, I've been waiting on you, I'm home, or a job, I've been waiting on you, I'm home. Home is where the heart is, and whatever resonates on that same frequency with you that said that this is truly home for you. Okay, and so that's interesting. I'm looking at these eyes, look like they popping like never before, and really get zero in on it. Let that divine feminine energies really help to hone you and get you where you are, so you can really be truly saying wherever it is the spirit is telling you. If you're not committed and where you're supposed to be, saying we out. Okay, all right then. Thank you so very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for finding this, wherever this is timeless, whenever it is the energy for you for now that you need to hear this message, especially in your divine masculine energies, and get an understanding of what's going on with your divine masculine energies too, on the outside of the of you, or wherever you want to say, in your connection, or they're out doing what they're doing, those things. So whatever. So as always, thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. All right, until next time, I'll be talking to you real soon.